Hi there, it's Christine Kane, and in addition to being the creator of several coaching programs and a songwriter, I am the world's leading authority on smoothies and the making thereof. And this video was a request by several of my Facebook friends who got sick of me posting about my amazing smoothies. So welcome to a special presentation for Christine, Julie, and Susanna. This is called How to Make the Best Smoothie on the Planet. So let's start with the basics. First off, when I talk about ingredients, I'm talking about organic. Yes, it's more expensive, but so are the healthcare bills you'll get if you spend years ingesting pesticides. So choose to invest in your body now instead of later and go organic. You'll need a blender, because as far as I know, no one has ever effectively made a smoothie without one. And by far, hands down, no contest, the best blender on the planet is the Vitamix. Yes, it's much more expensive than most blenders, but if you read just a few of the articles in my blog, you'll know I am all about paying for quality and not skimping out and playing small in any area of your life, and yes, that includes the kitchen. That being said, I'll add this. Having a Vitamix is the closest thing to having a chipper shredder right there on your kitchen counter. But for now, any blender will work. It just might take some extra processing time with cheaper blenders. Just want you to know that. Another thing I suggest is a large drinking cup, like the size of a venti iced cappuccino at Starbucks. This is the size our smoothie's going to turn out to be, so you might as well have a cup that's worthy of your creation, you know? So what makes a smoothie great? Well, 3 things actually. 1 is taste, because it's got to taste great. 2 is thickness, because a smoothie has to be thick. Otherwise, it's not really a smoothie, is it? It's a runny. And 3, texture, because let's face it, you don't want to add so many powders that your smoothie becomes a gritty or a chunky. So get ready, because I'm going to show you how to make a good, old-fashioned, great-tasting, good-for-you, thick smoothie. Now think of your smoothie as having 4 levels of ingredients. We'll start with the foundation. This is an important step as it's where the thickness of your smoothie is created. And the thickness of my smoothies comes from 2 basic ingredients, 1 banana and a handful of ice cubes. First, let's talk about bananas, okay? There's some talk going around now about how bananas are more sugary than most fruits and that they're slightly higher on the glycemic index and on and on. And my view on this? Snickers bars have lots of sugar. M&M's, lots of sugar. I'm thinking that if I have 1 banana per day, I'm just fine. Now, some people like to get the ultimate thick smoothie by freezing their banana first, and this is how many raw foodies create raw ice cream. I used to do this, but I read a very scientific explanation about how freezing fruit alters the cellular structure of the fruit and actually takes away from the nutritional benefits, so I stopped freezing my bananas. But truly, if you've given up sugar and you're jonesing for a soft ice cream, freeze your bananas, put them in a Vitamix with some coconut water, and cellular structure be damned because it's pretty awesome. Another good foundational ingredient is the coconut, but coconuts are a little harder to find, so I'm going to skip them this time around. For now, our foundation is a banana and a handful of ice. So moving on to level 2. This is where you can add your favorite fruits. For 1, I always add blueberries. Yes, the frozen kind. After that, I add at least 1 fruit that's got a little tart edge, like maybe a peach or strawberry or some slices of mango. But if you were only going to pick 1, blueberries are a must. So add about 3/4 cup of blueberries and maybe 3 or so strawberries or a few slices of some other fruit. Level 3 is what I call the extra magical stuff. It's the powder. And if you ask me, smoothies are just a great way to ingest all kinds of healthy powders that help you leap tall buildings in a single bound. Do your own research and experimenting to see what kinds of powders you like to add to your smoothie, but for starters, you can add Greens Plus, chia seeds, flaxseed, wheat germ, and many others available at the health food store. Oh, and 1 last sneaky ingredient. 2 leaves of fresh kale or collards, be sure to destem them, and then when you add them to that banana and the extra fruit, you can't even taste them, and you're getting in a dose of greens before your day even begins. I've also heard of people adding fresh ginger and other more pungent items to their smoothies. That's not my preference, but this is all about you finding your own way. So on to level 4, and that is the liquid. You have to add some kind of liquid element before you can crank up your blender, and you know, this is where I get very picky about smoothies. I personally like some kind of element of creaminess here. I don't do just plain fruit and ice smoothie because, in my opinion, that's not really a smoothie. It's just really a fruity. So if you've read my blog much, you know I'm not a huge fan of dairy, so I'm going to recommend some non-dairy options for you here. Unsweetened soy milk is one option, though many people, including me, are steering away from so much processed soy in the diet. Organic unsweetened almond milk is my favorite, and coconut milk works too, but be warned, there's a bit more fat in that, and coconut water is also pretty awesome. Now, I don't recommend adding any citrus juice or really any juices, and that's because there's a lot of sugar in juice, and the acidic quality of citrus juices can really make a smoothie harder to digest, but that's just me. I know people who add pretty much anything to a smoothie. So add the liquid last, and start with less than a cup. If nothing will move in your blender, then add a bit more liquid, maybe use a spatula to move around the ingredients in there, and play with the amount so you can see which level of thickness you prefer. Then you blend the hell out of this stuff. Use the extra mashing tool that comes with the Vitamix to help get it all down there and become smooth. Otherwise, your smoothie will be more like a chunky, and that's no fun because your straw gets jammed. And that's it. That's my morning ritual breakfast of the champions. And the best thing to do is just experiment and see what works for you. And you too can become the world's leading authority on making smoothies.